Good morning, families. Welcome to your official orientation video. This video is going to go into depth about our daily schedule, the computer and technology piece of this, the program Acellus that your children will be learning from this year. We're really going to dive deep into all of those things. So it might be a little bit lengthy of a video, but I ask that you watch it and maybe even watch it twice just to get your questions answered. And once I'm done showing you how everything works, another thing that we would like to ask you is to have your child on this weekend and signing into the apps and signing in to just Clever to really start to get used to that so that the first day of school isn't as hard. I'm sure we're gonna have questions that first week, and that's okay, we're expecting that. But I hope that this video does clear up some of those questions. So the first thing I'm going to do is go through the packet that you guys should have received. So if you want to grab it with me and go through these things together, you can do that, or you can just watch the video as I go through everything. So when you get your packet, the first thing was your Meet the Teacher. So you've read that. About me again, I am Mariah Ricker. This is my 5th year at Fairless and first year doing Fairless Digital Academy, and I truly am positive about the experience that we will have. There's definitely concerns with technology and how things work like that, but I think once those things are figured out, your child will learn what they would be learning in school and be getting the school feel as much as we can through a computer. So I did make notes over here that I may be looking at just to make sure I hit all the points that I need to hit. But Fairless has had a Fairless Digital Academy for the last 3 years, and it's mostly been high school students getting some more electives or college courses, taking it more through those things. But because of lovely coronavirus, we have decided to make the Fairless Digital Academy this year K-12. And maybe if it works well this year, they'll keep it K-12 from now on. That's why I'm kind of excited to take on this new challenge. But the FDA has been up and running for 3 years, so our mentor has been doing it for that long, and she's really been able to help us and train us. So I do feel positive, like I said, about the whole thing. Next thing, we'll start with more of the packet. So I won't go over all of this because I'm sure you've read it, but this was just parent information that we wanted to get out to you guys, talking about this video and map testing and things like that. And then you all should have received your class dojo, which I believe I have all but a few parents on and connected. So thank you for doing that fast. That was really nice. And then the Google Classroom code. I did attach this, and you could, if you guys could keep this whole packet, that would be lovely, just so that everything is there. But once we are on the computer with our Clever badge, which I'll explain, and we have that whole thing set up, you won't need this code anymore. But like I said, if you want to keep it just for future use, that would be great. So this packet right here was just a bunch of information. I know you guys read it and got onto Dojo, which was perfect. This piece right here is what I'm going to go into more detail when I'm done going through the packet. So this is the schedule, and I will go more into this in a second. So the next part you got was all of class codes and passwords and usernames. So this part right here, I think maybe a lot of the parents, this was like almost one of the scariest parts, just with all the websites and the passwords and the usernames and how do I download and how do I this, and I understand that that was a fear, but this baby right here, this is called a Clever badge. This is life-changing. This is gonna solve world problems one day. Once I explain this later, I think it'll really calm your guys' nerves, because I've downloaded every single app, every single website. I've downloaded Acellus. I've done everything for you guys, and you can access it by using this. It's lovely. So again, I'll go into more detail about this. I'm gonna show you a Chromebook, show you how to log on. I'm gonna go step by step through all of those things. So for now, I'm gonna put this to the side, but I will go into more detail about your usernames, your passwords, because you will have to sign in manually one time, the first time, to all of those websites and apps. But once you manually sign in one time, this badge does everything else. You never have to put a username or password in again, which is why it's so life-changing. So I'll talk to you more about that. And Miss Camden, I'm using yours, so hopefully you don't mind. So we will come back to this. The next part you guys got was our school schedule. We know you had no information about anything, so we wanted to add this in there. The orientation video you're getting today. On Monday, there's gonna be a live question and answer. So from 8:30 to 10:30, I'm gonna send you a Google Meet. So if you have a question and you wanna speak to me live on the computer, you can click that link and I'll answer all of your questions. And I will record that as well. So if you can't make the live Q&A, you can always watch the video back and maybe there's a question that was already answered. If you do not wanna hop on live and talk to me, that is fine. You can send me your questions through Class Dojo and I'll address those and get back to you that way. But if you're able to get on live and that's easier for you, that's going to be Monday from 8:30 to 10:30. I will send you the link Monday morning and have everything ready for you. So map testing, the first and the second, we are going to have some kiddos come in physically to the high school, to the PD room, and they're gonna test with me. It might be an easier option for some just to have me getting their kids on the computer and having them start and doing things like we normally would. If you are not comfortable with that, which totally makes sense, September 3rd, which I believe is a Thursday, we're gonna do the online. If you chose to test online, I will still walk you through every step of that online on Thursday. And I will give you guys information about how to do this a day or two before. I just don't want to give you all of that information now and overwhelm you because I'm sure you already are. So I will talk more about map testing at the end of the video, but I think we've kind of got that under control. And the last part you received in here was a lunch menu and a lunch forms. I believe these are the free and reduced lunch forms like your child would normally get. If it doesn't apply to you, you can throw it away. If not, I believe you send it back to me and I send it to the cafeteria. And I believe there's a grab and go option, which I don't have a lot of information about how that works, but if you need that option, please let me know and I will get you the information that you need. So a couple more things and then I'll start talking about the daily schedule. So attendance and absences, I'm not gonna read this word for word for you, but I am sure that you guys are aware we will be taking attendance first thing in the morning at 8:30. So we're gonna hop on to Google Classroom at 8:30. I'm gonna take attendance like we usually would. And then throughout the day, there are transitions and breaks. And obviously we expect the children to come back after those breaks. We need to know where your child is every hour, just like we would if they were here. So I hope that makes sense to you guys why we're gonna be taking attendance and making sure your child is there. And so our RTI block, RTI stands for Response to Intervention, and this is where, in a regular school day, a traditional school day, this is where our students are doing their hands-on activities in small groups, and then I'm pulling back students with me, students who may struggle with something or just need more help, and sometimes I can even pull back our higher learners and differentiate their learning and give them what they need. So we've been rattling our brain, how are we going to do this? How can we differentiate everything like they would at school? And I think we have come up with a idea on how to do that. And our intervention specialist is making a video about Success Maker. Success Maker is a website and it's individually set. So all of my second graders will be doing second grade standards on Success Maker. And it does differentiate what they're learning. Like they're going to be asked some questions and how they answer those, if they answer them wrong or if they answer them right. the website makes their questions easier and then teaches them what they missed, or makes their questions harder because they got everything right. So that's one way to differentiate the learning. And that's what everyone's going to be doing during RTI is Success Maker. But also on top of that, I will be meeting with either one-on-one or a small group via Google Meet will be on, and I'm gonna be able to assess them that way, one-on-one, small group. If there's a couple kiddos who need the same thing, like need extra help on the same thing, I'm gonna grab those during that time and be able to meet their needs that way. So I know that might sound confusing, and we're gonna have to work out little kinks, little bugs, little things like that, but your child will get the education and differentiation and things that they need. We'll just have to, we think we have a good way to do it, but we'll have to keep at it and figure it out. So now we can go into the good stuff. And before I go into this, I think you're all feeling the same way that I am. Since this is the first year for the Fearless Digital Academy, we as teachers are very flexible. Our schedule is always changing. We're always trying to figure out what works best for our students. That is what we do. So I'm very comfortable with being flexible in our schedule. If our schedule at first doesn't work, I don't mind throwing it out and trying something new, because my goal is to do what works for my students. So in saying that, you got this lovely schedule, and after some parents saw this schedule, because K-4, this is the same schedule. Like, I haven't made this up out of nowhere. We came up as a group with a schedule so it can mirror a school day. That's what we were told to do, so we've done that. But once we sent this schedule home, we did have some concerns from parents just saying, like, that's a really long day online, concerns like that, and we agree. We get it, that it's a long day online. So already I'm gonna have you throw this away, throw it away, and I will be sending you this new schedule. It is the same setup time-wise, but I've put most of our core learning in the morning. So in the morning, we start right away. We are doing our stuff together online. I need you with me on a Google Meet, stuff like that. And then you still have recess, you still have your breaks, you still have lunch. After lunch, I believe that's our math block. So same thing, we're gonna be on, we're gonna be working. But the last, I would say, 2 hours of school, of their school day, is very then chill. We're not gonna meet so much on Google Meet. It's gonna be a more at your child's pace, do as they need to do. If they need to take extra breaks, take them. The reason I did it that way is because the last couple classes are your electives. So like your specials. And I put all of that at the end so that at the end of the day, they can kind of take a brain break and do things on their own instead of having to transition and to log in and all of that throughout the entire day. We're gonna get the most of our learning done in the morning, and then throughout the day it'll taper off a little bit. And I don't mean their learning will taper off a bit, I just mean it won't be as intense with transitioning to platform to platform, and they can just do things more at their own pace. So I'm going to go over that in detail, and I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't yet, we're just gonna have to go through it together and make sure that that works. But on here, I know you don't have this one, but it does look similar to the other one. So it gives you the start time, the end time, what we're doing, and the location where you will find it. So at 8:30, we're gonna pop on to Google Classroom and do a live Google Meet. I'm gonna say good morning. We're gonna do our fun stuff that we would usually do in the morning. I'm gonna take attendance, and then right after that, we are gonna start into our day. So 8:35 to 9 o'clock is our first RTI block. So that responds to intervention when I'm meeting with kids one-on-one and meeting small group. That's what we're doing for the first half hour. So the first couple weeks of school, I'm gonna be meeting one-on-one and assessing your child where they're at so that I have a baseline to go off of. So if you're wondering If your child's not in a small group with me, if you're wondering what your child will be doing at that time, they'll be doing Success Maker. They'll be on a website for 30 minutes at their level, teaching them things, unless I pull them into a group with me. I hope that makes sense. So we're doing that right away. And then from 9 to 9:30, we're gonna do phonics. We would usually do that in the morning in the classroom. So our Haggerty foundations, like talking about speech sounds, spelling, like that's where we're really focusing on vocabulary, spelling, phonics. That's gonna be right in the morning, just like it would be any other time. And that's live as well on a Google Meet. So from 8:30 to 9:30, we're gonna be live on the computer all day. For an hour. We're gonna start our morning together and go for a straight hour online. After that, where it says 9:30 to 10:30, then it says reading and it says Acellus. Acellus is the program that's going to be also teaching your child. So I will show you how to get there and through your Clever badge. So after I'm done meeting with your child at 9:30, I'll say, okay, time to go to your reading block. So you'll go to Acellus. They'll click on that and I'll show you all this. And then they will have the computer teaching them for a half hour. After that, we will go into the reading discussion. So we will pop back onto Google Live and I'll ask, what did you learn? What questions do you have for me? Let's talk about the lesson. So I'll follow up with the kids about what they learned. And after that, that takes us to 10:30. So at this point, they've been online and doing work for 2 hours. They're gonna have a half-hour break. They can, like I said, at your discretion, they can go outside, they can read a book, they can eat a snack, they can watch TV, they can do whatever they want for a half hour. That's a part of my planning time, so I'm not going to be in charge of your children for that half hour. And like I said, I don't know if I want to go through every single one since you do not have this at your hands right now, but we'll have a lunch break, and then when we get back, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to Acellus. Your child's going to watch some math videos and learn that way, and then after that half hour, we're going to go to Google Meet, and I will follow up with them about what they learned. What did you have questions on? How can I help you further? How can I help your learning? And then teach them as well as what they just learned. So after that, that takes us into about 12:30. After that, we have a math intervention. So same thing. This is when the kids can go on Success Maker, Prodigy, Splash Learn, anything math related they can be doing for a half hour. And though they like those games, those are educational games. And if I know a student is struggling with something, that's the time that I'll pull them and help them with math. So I hope that makes sense. After that, it's a recess and then your electives where they can kind of be comfy on the couch, not have to worry about meeting with me every half hour. They can kind of take the end of their day and do it on their own. I am available. I am here until 3:20. I am available 100% of the day. I just think in the afternoon, it might look a little different. They can go on their own, do it at their own pace, but if you need me, I'm here. I hope that makes sense, somewhat. And I actually am going to show you now how to get on your Chromebook using Clever, and I'm going to show you where everything is. Everything you need is on one page, and I think that's going to solve so many problems. So this is not going to be a smooth transition. I'm going to grab my camera and I'm going to put it on this Chromebook. So please be patient with me while I get that set up, and I will show you how to do everything, and I really hope that helps too. So next part. All right, families, I will not be in the video for this because I'm going to be showing you your Chromebook and how to navigate everything. So I hope this is really helpful. So when you open your computer and hit the turn on button, your computer should look like this. Sign into Chromebook, and then there's an option, sign in with a different account. If it says sign into Chromebook, which it should, I want you to hit next. So if you want to do this with me, feel free. If you want to watch first, oh, there I am, hello. If you want to watch first and then do it after, that's fine too. So this Clever badge, this little life-changing thing right here, it scans just like that, and it's taking you into Clever. And as you guys probably know, these computers are a little slow, so please work with me. There might be a couple breaks or pauses just because the computer is loading. So this is our Clever homepage. It should bring you right into this. But if for some reason nothing shows up, say your Clever badge signs you in and this is what you see the background, that's still okay. If that happens, this down here, I want you to sign into the internet. So hit Chrome, and then the internet will pop up. Up here, I'm gonna move this. All of these things are the bookmarked apps on this computer. So if everybody sees this blue C, every single computer, every single Chromebook should have that. So I'm gonna click that blue C, that stands for Clever. I'm gonna click that. And our computer is not moving that slow today. I'm very excited about that. Okay, there will be other teachers' pages that you see. So if you start, the first thing you have to do, this says M. Ricker's page, you have to click that. That is my page. So it's the globe. I have a travel theme in my 2nd grade. So if you see globes or maps, it's usually my stuff. So if you click on that, this is the life-changing thing that I hope helps everyone. I have already downloaded every single thing your child needs, and it's all in one place. So here we see a Celis. That's the home learning platform that they are going to be learning from. Right beside it is Google Classroom. So at 8:30 in the morning, every single day, your child's going to go to Google Classroom, click on that, and it's going to take you to our live meet. So these 2nd grade ABC, Storyline Online, those are just apps that your child can get on during RTI. Those are educational apps that help your child learn. And Success Maker. Success Maker is our main thing I want our kids on because that's the most educational, but there are other options that your children can go on. So over here we see Prodigy, we see Extra Math, we see Splash Learn. That stuff is all of this information right here. So the good thing with Clever is once you sign in the first time, you never have to sign in again, but you do have to sign in the first time. So this little guy right here is Camden's Extra Math. So what she would do is click on Extra Math, and it's gonna pop up. And I know some of these welcome to Extra Math. Camden, I'm gonna click on some of this. Hopefully you don't mind. You didn't even have to sign into this. I didn't even have to put her PIN in. So that's honestly wonderful. I thought I was going to have to the whole time, or the first time, but hey, if it doesn't ask you for it, you're good to go. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of this so I'm not taking her quiz for her. So, but that's how easy it is. It truly is. So Extra Math, that focuses on math facts, which is wonderful. Prodigy, I think all the students know Prodigy. It's a fun educational math game. I just clicked on it. Let's see where it takes us. If you do have to sign in the first time, all the information is here. So username, password, everything's there. It looks like Camden may have signed in already, or she used Prodigy last year and it's just putting her back in, which is great. So I'm just kind of showing you examples. So also Splash Learn, same thing. You just click on it, it's right there. Let's see where that takes us. This is where our computers get a little slow. Okay, so it didn't ask for Camden's stuff either. So Camden and her family are either completely on target and have signed in already, or maybe I'm wrong and you sign in to Clever and you don't have to sign into anything else. Either way, you have the information if you need to sign in. So this is another Splash Math educational game. It's really fun. So I can actually assign them certain assignments. So if we're talking about 3D shapes that day in math, I can assign 3D shape practice on here. So it's going to be a really nice way to, you know, further their education in a fun way. And they can do this during their math intervention time. So let me go back here and see if I can do anything else. So Success Maker, what we're going to have everyone on, our intervention specialist is actually in charge of that. So she's going to upload a video explaining that. I've personally not used Success Maker, so I won't be able to answer a bunch of questions on that yet, but I will upload our intervention specialist's video about Success Maker. What else can I show you? Okay, so Google Classroom. Say that it's 8:30 in the morning. Let's start at a normal everyday day. Your child signs in with their Clever badge. This pops up. If it doesn't, you click on your little blue C up here, find my page, and then every single morning we meet through Google Classroom. So I'm going to click on that. Okay, so her name is right here. I'm going to hit continue. I'm a student. Sorry, Camden, I'm kind of setting this up. Back to classes. So join your first class. I'm going to hit join your first class. Here, I'm going to do that slower because you guys may have to do this. So once you hit Google Classroom, it's going to bring you here. Over in this corner, it says join your first class. So you are going to click that. And then right here it says ask your teacher for the class code and then enter it. And you, my friends, already have it. So if you go back to the parent information, the classroom code is right here. I did not make up this code. It's a very strange code. I believe we'll only have to put this in one time and not have to worry about it again. So Camden, I'm going to try and get you set up. So Mom 7JJ. Let's see if this works. Up in the corner it says join. I'm going to hit that. And it's thinking, oh my goodness, this is the best day ever because technology is working. So Mrs. Ricker's second grade Fairless Digital Academy. This is where we're going to meet every morning at 8:30. There's my little Bitmoji, welcome. And every morning there will be a link that your child clicks on, and then my face is going to pop up in the Google Meet. And this is where we're going to welcome each other every morning and take attendance. Once we're done with that, your child is going to start with their, we're going to do our reading intervention, we're going to do our phonics, but I do want to show you the last part of this video. I want to show you our homeschooling platform called Acellus. So we don't have our kids in Acellus yet, so I want to show you where to find it. It would be right here. You would have to click on it and put in your username and password. I know you don't have that yet, and I will get you that. But just say that you have your stuff, you sign in. I'm going to bring you now over to my computer because I already have a student signed in. Okay. This is Acellus, and this is what it's going to look like for your child. So again, everything is on one page. Beautiful, hoping it works. The first thing I would like you guys to do, maybe like I said, this weekend, or whenever you get your username and password. We were told not to give you those yet because we didn't want to stress you out, but after this video, I'm gonna send you what you need on Class Dojo. So there is a student orientation. It's 5 minutes long, and it explains Acellus. So we're not going to watch the whole thing now, but it does explain. Okay, so once you watch the student orientation video, well, you guys can see this 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to hit this door right here that'll take you back to your dashboard, and all the classes that you need on our daily schedule are right here. So this says ELA, that stands for English Language Arts. That's our reading block. So if it's time to go into Acellus and do your reading, easy peasy, click reading. And these are your assignments. So there'll be videos, there'll be interactive questions, there'll be things that, you know, are fun, a little more fun looking than this. And you're gonna follow along with this during that 30-minute block. And same thing for math. Once we get into our math block, you'll click math.
Type in the number that is modeled.
And it's talking to you the whole time, and it's interactive. You gotta click some things. So it says type in the number that is modeled. So your child would have to figure that. Click right there, type in the answer, and hit enter. So it's very self-explanatory. And I like this option. If your child has no idea what this is, like they're not sure, we haven't went over it yet, there's a button right here that says haven't learned this yet. They can easily click that. It'll take them to something else. I believe that when your student gets on reading and math, they will have a placement test. So they will go exactly into a quiz and try and do their best on it. And like I said, that gives me a baseline of where your student's at. Okay, they need help in this area, they're really good in this area. So it's just another way for me to monitor your child. So we have social studies, science, wellness, which is, it's called Intro to Emotional and Social Learning. Very awesome. It's kind of what our school counselor would be doing if they were here. So they're still getting that. And this. I'm so excited about this. This is our intro to coding. So like robotics and STEM, this is geared towards that. Little robots. I think the kids will really like this. So same thing, videos, interactive things, and anytime you ever are done with anything, you just go to that little door. Parents, this is definitely more for you. So all of your classes, this is what page we're on. You hit classes, all of your classes are there. One really good thing I think that you guys can do is you guys can, as parents, can make sure that you know where your student is in their progress at all time. You hit progress. It shows you your weekly progress for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It shows you today's work. It gives you a progress score. Obviously, I'm signed in as a student and not doing my work, so it looks red and kind of scary, but they should turn green. It should give you a progress score, and it tells you how many days you have to finish everything. It's actually very organized. Everything is right here. A really cool part is your child actually has access to the library. So if you click on that, you don't have to do this, but if you want to go into second grade, so it's a book at their level. I think I already have one checked out, but The Birth of a Star. Okay, let's click on that. And then this book's going to read to us.
And back to the lab.
And it's a person from NASA. So I just think this is really cool. I really believe that Acellus has resources and a lot of things that your children are going to need to succeed, and I'm very excited about it. So that was Clever and Acellus. I hope that really clears up a lot of your questions. I'm going to rearrange my phone one more time, and we're gonna close up the orientation video. So I hope that makes more sense, and I will see you in a second. Hi families. So we went over a lot of things. I'm so sorry this is a lengthy video. I really am, but to give you all the information you need, it kind of had to be that way. So watch this in chunks, watch it once, watch it 10 times, watch it however many times you need. But this schedule, please throw away. Not using that schedule. I believe this schedule really will work. So this will be coming into the mail to you, or if your child is physically coming into map test, I'm just going to hand it to you. So either way, you're going to get this schedule. And I went over it a little bit, but once you get it, it'll make more sense. So new schedule, went over a lot of things. Okay, last thing I would like to talk, two things that I would like to talk about. The first week of school. This is new for all of us. It's new for your student, it's new for you, it's new for me. And thankfully, it's more organized and should be easier than how it was from March to May. It really will be. But that being said, it is new and there are different platforms that the kids might not be used to. So the first week of school, starting September 8th, we're not really probably going to be on a CELIS. We're not going to like jump right in to the academics yet, because we wouldn't do that at school. We always go through procedures, how to get things done. So it's going to be the same thing. Our first week is, let's figure out the technology. Let's make sure everybody's on. We are going to meet every day at 8:30, but at that time, once we meet at 8:30, I take attendance. We're going to do fun things. I want to get to know your child. I want them to be able to talk. I want them to be able to have that school experience. So we'll do some fun things. I'll read stories. I'll do things with them on Google Meet. And then I'm going to give them some time to get on Prodigy, get on Splash Learn, get on the library from a CELIS, listen to some books. I'm going to let them just play around with the computer to get used to it, because the better they are at the technology piece, the less you have to be around. If you want to be around all the time, amazing, great. But I know everyone has schedules. So once the more your child knows about the computer and how to work it, the less you will be there. I'm here, I'm the teacher, the less you'll have to be there. So that's my goal for the entire first week. I know it sounds maybe like we won't be doing a lot, but trust me, it will be. We're going to be figuring out technology, how to work things, getting to know each other, doing all kinds of fun things. So I hope that makes you feel a little bit better too. We're really going to ease into it. We're not going to start a CELIS and all of these things until we're all comfortable with it. So I hope that makes you feel better, because me as a teacher, that makes me feel better. So I did want to tell you that. And last thing, and then I will let you go. I'm so sorry it's been this long, but thank you so much for taking the time to listen to all of it. So for map testing, my kiddos who are coming in to the school, if you're looking at Fairless High School, you can drive to the right of the school and you will see a parking lot on the side. Right there, you're going to see a big door and they're all numbered, and you're going to see a number 2. I would like you to walk your child to door number 2, and I will be standing right there, mask on. You guys have yours on, the whole thing. I will then take your child to the PD room, our professional development room, and they will take their reading and math map test. I can't give you hard times just because of when we're starting to when they're ending, because that's going to depend on how long your child takes to test. It might take a half hour altogether, might take 2 hours altogether. I'm not sure. So that's why us as teachers, we're asking you guys you can go up to the office and sit in the office. You can sit in your car. I'm sure you'd have time to, run and go get a coffee and come back. But if you're there, that's less that I'm having to finding the parents or the grandparents, whoever's bringing them. If they just stay, that'll make everyone's life easier, if that's possible. So you're going to come into door 2. I'm going to take it from there. I'll walk your child out to you when we're finished. We have the 9:30 group, and then we have the 1 o'clock group. Same thing, show up at 1, mask on. We'll be masked up. Your students will be socially distanced in the professional development room, so don't worry about any of those things. They won't even see anyone else. They're going to walk right from the door to the room, so you don't have to worry about that. And my kiddos who are map testing online, same concept. At 9:30, I will send you a Google link. You will click on that. You will see my face. I will explain to you how to get onto their test. And then they're going to take their test while I'm on with them. I can't talk to them. I'm not doing anything. If they have a question, I sadly cannot answer it, but I do have to monitor them so we know they're taking it on their own. So again, I'll explain that more, but it's going to be the same thing. 9:30, you'll get a Google Meet link. Those kiddos will test at 9:30, however long it takes them. And then the kids at 1 o'clock will do the same thing. I'll send the link, get you set up. They'll test. I'll stay on with them. And after that, we're gonna be done with some of the craziness and just with different schedules and trying to figure things out. That's gonna be finished, and September 8th, we're gonna pop on at 8:30 and start our school year. So I really hope this video helps you, maybe feel a little bit more calm. I'm really hoping that helps. I'm so sorry that it's this long. I usually am not this much of a talker. I'm really not. I'm like quick and to the point. But with the technology point, I think in depth is better. So I hope this answers a lot of questions for you. If you still have questions, we have the live Q&A Monday the 31st. You don't have to join. You can text or send me a message through Dojo. However you want to ask me a question, you do that. I will answer. And again, thank you so much for watching this. I'm really excited to have your child this year. I think we're going to do every single thing we can to meet needs, have them, feel like a part of a school, because they're in the Fairless Digital Academy. So they will have time to socialize and have that piece as well. So I hope you're feeling better. I'm feeling better. And if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, thank you.